debate, Dan, but you know, 3 back-to-back world champs, Olympic champion. As I said there, you know, he just recently won his 6th ITTF finals title. That's extending the record that he already had. But there's the man that has to face him.
Yeah, here he is, Youngsik, world number 14, 28 years of age. He's got 2 tournament wins under his belt. And when he's on fire, very dangerous. His backhand's phenomenal. If he can keep up with Marlon in the rallies, we're gonna have an interesting showdown. Here's Marlon, wait till you see his tournament wins. 44, absolutely ridiculous. 32 years of age, world ranking of 3, and his win rate is 86%, the highest we have here in the tournament. And people are talking about, will Marlon retire after Tokyo? We hope not.
Head-to-heads, Dan. Wow, look at that, 9-0 for Marlon. It's one-way traffic here, right? Is it done already here or what?
Marlon's head-to-head with many players is ridiculous. Sometimes you pull it in, you go, what? Marlon's won 14 times out of 0. It's incredible. He is the man.
But that means nothing here, right? Youngsik saying, you know what? And there's Ying, umpire overseeing this one. Youngsik, he'll be going, you know what? New era, fresh. Every time they play, you know, it's a fresh challenge, it's a new game. But under the WTT era, in this venue, after coming through a great win against Liam Pitchford there, as you were saying, in Battle 2, Youngsik 3-2 in that one. He'll give it a go here, right?
Completely, yep. And as you said, as we know, the game deciders, when it's 10-all, 1 point wins it. It's a bit more tension involved. There's music.
15 seconds.
There's jazz, lots going on. And if Youngsik can put some pressure on Marlon, take a few leads here and there, win a couple of maybe game deciders, he's got a shot. He does have a shot, but it's a big, big ask.
Yeah, you know, it's good to see you're talking about Marlon's journey into Tokyo and thereafter, who knows, but great to see him back end of 2018 when we were at the ITTF World Tours in Austria and Sweden. Unfortunately,
First game,
had to withdraw because of injury, but came through those injuries, had operation on his knee, and now coming back to really push through. And at the Star Awards at the back end of last year, he talked about that in English in an unbelievable speech that gave me goosebumps on the stage alongside him as I was emceeing the event. What a privilege that was to be amongst these superstars who play balls like that. But what a speech he gave about the year he'd had, and thanks to the fans, I've battled hard and I want to continue to win. And it's just awesome that he's made it through and recovered from that and is right here with us in the WTT era.
Net 1-all. Net 1-all.
Interesting to see what tactics Youngsik will go for early on in this match.
2-1.
Do you think even the top players in the world, even those in the top 20, do you think they also kind of wobble a little bit or shake a little bit when they face up to the Marlon serve?
100%. I think that's the one part of being at the top of the game. If you're number 1 in the world or number 2 in the world, you've already got 3-4 points per game, just because people are thinking, oh, I'm playing Marlon here, oh, I'm playing Fan Zhendong. It adds so much to it. And even the pros sometimes watch Marlon and Fan Zhendong and say, wow, how is that possible? I mean, look at that. It's insane. So early, the ball is so low, and his recovery with that big swing. Look at this. Relentless.
Incredible.
And we saw Marlon took out Fan Zhendong at the ITTF finals, got revenge over him after the World Cup. Both of them, those matches reminded me of the battles between Marlon and Youngsik. It really was something. And the fans during this crazy year have absolutely enjoyed the restart of table tennis, especially with those incredible matches and this event. Unique, it's fun, different, and exciting.
And you mentioned Fan Jiandong there, Dan. Worth noting that he was due to be here in Macau, but couldn't make it in the end. And you know, we know that there's lots of things going on in the world at the moment. Fan Jiandong was indeed in Weihai for the Men's World Cup, and also there was in Zhengzhou for the ITTF finals. But of course the world is a challenging time at the moment, and so on with the pandemic, and these players, they're traveling, they're in bubbles, they're away from family, and you know, we're obviously delighted that international table tennis is back. Fan Jiandong not able to be here, but certainly Ma Long more than capable than flying the flag.
For sure. And there he is again. Strong backhand and forehand combinations. It's really hard to stop him when he's in that sort of flow. And Ma Long's very good at also just holding the ball. He's very loose. So he's very shot efficient.
Four, five.
Good there from Youngsik. Getting the spin in. Heavy deep spin. Oh! Yeah. Now that's the sort of shots that Youngsik needs to do if he's going to be winning this game. The backhand switch down the line. Clean winner. And we saw that a lot when Young played Liam Pitchford. It was a pure backhand-to-backhand match. The backhand war.
And the way the racket goes there from Youngsik, incredible how he punches that down the line. And he's got an interesting style too, you know, he stays quite upright in his back. If you see, he puts the power in and the base into his legs. That's how he gets down to the height of the ball on the table that he needs to be. But he actually keeps his back quite straight, quite upright, and he throws the racket from there. It's incredible.
I couldn't agree more. I've always been intrigued by his style and his body angled to the player, yeah. And his control of it is amazing. Quite similar to Oh Sang-yoon, his coach in the corner.
Yeah,
Oh Sang-yoon was similar.
Very tall and keeping the back straight. But there you saw it when he came over the table to flick. So, you know, you normally expect the top half of the body to bend in as you're playing, but actually he stays quite upright, extends the arm. Now, whether that gives him an advantage or disadvantage, I think as long as you've got the wrist action and you can keep control, maybe it's more effective. But actually, it's just good to see different techniques.
For sure. And I mean, personally, you would say, well, if you look at Ma Long, Fan Jiandong, they're all weight forward. Youngsik's probably got a lot of good feeling, and he's done it all his life, so he's got good touch, and he's just adapted to that style.
Net. 6-4.
We talked about other players during the week. Won Chun-Ting, for example, where he's leaned right over. And, you know, I was commenting, I think that I like that. He's right over it. He's right powerful going through it. But, you know, when you always watch Youngsik, again, that style, look how he's got a straight back. Look as he's blocking. And a little bit like Andre Gruber back in the day, also was able to flow the backhands and forehands, but with a reasonably straight posture.
Sure, yeah. Right now, Youngsik's playing very well, getting Ma Long wide to the forehand. This is what Fan Jiandong did well. And I think Jung's trying to copy that same tactic. Hit the net. 7-all.
Glimpse of Jorgen Persson courtside. Legend of table tennis. World champion, of course, 1991 in Chiba.
7-all.
He's obviously now part of the Swedish coaching setup. What about having Jorgen Persson in your corner? And he's here because he's with Matthias Falk, who takes on Xu after this one.
Brilliant.
Oh Sang-yoon as well. You mentioned there, Dan. Oh Sang-yoon, legend from the Korea Republic.
Yeah, there's a lot of legends of the game now working with the pros of the current game. Lu Guyan for the Chinese national team. Oh Sang-yun. Yeah, they're giving back a lot to the sport.
It's great to see them part of it.
Yeah,
And I think on the WTT platform now, I think there's more opportunities, and maybe we can do more with the legends and engage, and be interested to hear what the fans would like to see from the legends, what sort of content, background, you know, things like finding out how they feel the game has advanced, what the modern player needs compared to what they had in terms of their tools and armory.
Sure, 8-all.
So hard to move Ma Long. He's just there always. He's just present.
He is. This is what Ma Long lives and breathes, this backhand-to-backhand exchange. He's been doing it now for the last 15 years. All those battles with Zhang Jike, with Fan Zhendong. He is so good in this department. So Youngsik really needs to raise his game. He's got to switch. He's got to mix it up. Here he is. He's looking to serve to the forehand there. Youngsik, when he's made the attack first and done a switch, he's done really well. So let's see how he does here on the serve. Again to the forehand.
8-9.
So it's interesting. Lin Gao Yan in the previous match would have gone for a backhand flick there. Ma Long with the forehand push return. Different styles.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, class. I mean, Youngsik was doing well to stay in that point because he was off the table. He was a step back. Ma Long was at the table pressuring him. And it was the Dragon to come out on top, 10-8 with a game point.
And here's where we see the interaction with coaches now in the new format, going back to their battle safe zones, their battle havens. Back to the sides, back to the coaches. Look, we've not seen this before. The new WTT format, coaches can give advice. Fantastic at the towel breaks. 18 points played, every 6 points towel.
It's fantastic. Notice there, Youngsik, when he came back to the table, he nodded his head. He looked very confident and positive, even though he's 10-8 down. Maybe if the coach wasn't in his corner, he might not have had that sort of confidence approach to the next point here. How Ma Long managed to even think about pivoting.
Second game. Ma Long to serve. Love.
Ma Long with a serve here, Dan. Takes the first one. Tight enough. Youngsik, he'll have some confidence from that first game.
Completely. It was very close indeed.
Not one.
See there, Youngsik, big choke, big fist pump, believes in himself, and that's what he's got to do here. He's got to raise his game, he's got to give 100% and believe. The most important thing when playing against someone who is so good and considered better than yourself, you've got to believe. I love that, the fake push. Really deceptive.
At 2 low.
Class. There's Ma Long with that reverse block that he's done so much recently. How he countered this.
Oh. 3-2.
Yeah, Youngsik's got to maybe try and flick a bit more on the receive. He's got to attack more. When Ma Long's playing like this, it's just so difficult. Maybe Young needs to take a few more risks. Be more positive here. That's class. Much better receive from Youngsik. Good touch ball. Ma Long received long and he was in. And here we got the towel break at 3-3. Oh Sang-yun. Yeah, nice there. Straight into the middle, straight into the body of Ma Long. Perfect placement. Yeah, Jung happy with that. Ma Long not needing as much time with his coach. Interesting. Jung really making use of Oh Sang-yun in the corner. And right now, Youngsik does believe. You can see in him, he does believe in this, and that's key. He's got to go at him, he's got to take some risks. He's got to try and put Ma Long under pressure. Okay, went for the big backhand rip.
Totally agree, Dan. Have to believe. Somebody like Ma Long, if you don't believe, I'm not sure you got a chance at all. And I think fine margins for the very top, and also throughout the sport, if you sense that your opponent doesn't believe, you can sniff that, suss it out, and drive the win home.
Yeah, it gives you that confidence as well. It makes you more relaxed.
3-4.
The fans in the crowd, they're happy with that one. See, Youngsik, he meant that. He wanted to go for the long, fast serve down the line, but Ma Long saw it a mile away.
Oh, how did Ma Long fish that one up with angle? He's actually kept it low over the net, and with backspin and going sideways. Watch the spin that he does here on the camera angle slow-mo. Watch. Side spin, low. That's like incredible.
Feeling, touch. That's the other thing with Ma Long. Not only he's got all the elements to the game that make you, well, the GOAT of table tennis, but he's got feeling, such fine touch. He can adapt in the most difficult situations.
But you got to give it to Youngsik there coming back. That's a solid attack. Important point to win as well. 3-7's a totally different situation than 4-6. Now with his two sequence serves. Oh, look at that. Watch the second forehand of Youngsik. The technique actually comes across the body to pull off the angle wide out into the forehand of Ma Long. It's the level he's going to really push Ma Long to the limits. You have to take these risks for the rewards, especially when you're playing against Ma Long.
And then maybe a little bit of luck as well can help there. Jung just clipped the top of the net. 6-all, he's back in it.
As the players go back, I see the reaction of the coaches and the players. Composed Ma Long. Attentive Youngsik. Usanun there. What a great player he was. What a great style to watch. I wonder what he's saying now. I don't have such strong Korean. Chinese a little bit. I must ask Youngsik the next time just to give me a little bit of an insight. Give me the basics. But what do you think the key point is here for Youngsik?
I think a lot of it is be positive. Get those attacks in first. Find the wide forehand on your backhand switch and find Ma Long's body. gone to the wide forehand there. Oh, that was interesting. Youngsik slowed the game right down, was like, okay, I'm going to control this, I'm going to control it. But Ma Long pounced on that passiveness. Look at this, moved in. Ma Long might only be using a small amount of wrist there, and it doesn't look like he's doing much, but the legs and body is doing everything into the power of that ball. Legs and body and hip going forward. The safety on Ma Long's backhand there, the receive. This is the thing, he doesn't make many unforced errors. Other players may miss that backhand, it might clip the net, it might go out, but Ma Long is just so solid and consistent. And has now got an 8-6 lead.
Net. 6-8.
6-8, 2 points advantage for Ma Long. Sequence from Youngsik, intrigued to see if he changes anything up. Goes short into the forehand. Stays over the table. But no, do you know what? Youngsik was going to go round there, Dan. Ma Long, I don't know, how much of a view in his eyesight can he give? He just sees him moving, look, watch, here we go. And poof, into the space.
Yeah, how he read that. Split second.
Net. 6-9.
Will he mix it up? Again, I just feel at these moments you sometimes might need to do something different. Again, he served short into the Ma Long forehand. Gee, the speed. Look at even the reaction of Youngsik. He's trying to get his racket back in time for the block.
That's what I'm saying, the consistency of Ma Long, his backhand is just so fluid, he doesn't make many errors. And it's rapid, always high quality. And it's got him 4 game points for a 2-0 lead. Nice from Youngsik.
It was, because it was a good serve from Ma Long. It came right round on the backhand, limiting Youngsik as to what he could do, but he's flicked through, taking the initiative as best as he can on the receive. Create some pressure on Ma Long. 10-7 though, second game point. Oh, but look at the technique if you watch Ma Long. He's actually throwing his body into the backhand.
TT. Here we go. 0-0. Okay, nice stuff. Youngsik this time with the pivot. That's the first time we've seen that. Pivoting off the serve. Good mix up. Won him the point.
One all.
Oh, I just focused on Youngsik there on that rally, and again, just fascinated by the style and how he keeps that straight back. It's amazing. I mean, what it does allow him to do is to stay quite high, so, you know, whilst his legs bring him low into the position to strike the ball, the fact that his back is straight allows him to stay quite high to see the ball coming.
2-all.
Effective in the previous point, but not on that one.
So you think, yeah, it can help him being like this sort of upright. He's got more vision on the table. We see him more.
Well, he's obviously quite tall, Dan, and you know, I'm over 6'2", and obviously a player that I tried to model my game on is watching from the side and will be coaching very shortly. Mr. Persson, Jörgen Persson of Sweden.
You played just like him, Johnny.
Oh, thanks, mate. No, I mean, that's the game I modelled myself on, and you know, the different styles. He's also very tall, Jörgen Persson, and I think for tall players, I mean, all players, all styles, they have to find the best way that works for them. But you know, my way of getting low was a little bit in the legs, but more so bending forward, and I'm sure the fans will appreciate Jörgen Persson's style and technique too. That's what I was trying to follow, but I think it works for Youngsik, and
3-all.
that's the key thing in sport and table tennis. You've got to find the thing that works for you. Doesn't have to be perfect technique, actually. It's just about it being well-oiled machine, right? Through all your training, focus on your strengths, build the game around your strengths, try and improve your weaknesses and be as strong as you can in those departments, but model your game and your sequences on your strengths. And if some technique doesn't quite, well, we see it in other sports. Look at golf, for example, DeChambeau and everything that he's doing with the power that he's put on recently. The golfer then, the name leaves me at the moment, but there's the funny whip technique that he's doing as well. I mean, Rory McIlroy, fellow countryman of mine, you know, he's the strength of his. So it's different. It's different technique. Just make sure you pick something that works for you.
I think that's actually very good advice, Johnny. It's very easy to watch Ma Long, Fan Shandong and the top guys and just try and copy them all the time. But see what works for you. Like Ding Ning, she does the tomahawk serve. Maybe when she was younger, a coach could have gone, you know, why are you serving like that? That's not very traditional. But she's stuck at it. Dimitrov does a backhand push from the forehand side. You know, many coaches in Germany told him stop doing it. You know, he still does it to this day. He loves it. And, you know, yeah, you've got to find what works for you. Those little unique intricacies that can give you that extra advantage.
Oh, what a rally!
I love how Ma Long sends in this chop block. He's bringing this into the game. Every single match Ma Long plays now, you will see a chop block of some kind.
I think in that instance, though, Danny might not have wanted to play the chop block by choice. I think that was, I saw Youngsik just apologising. I think it's because it came off the edge and Ma Long simply just reacted. But again, it just shows the speed of his reactions to think about playing the chop block there in that instance. I mean, personally, for me, just going back to styles, I don't want everybody necessarily to play in the same way. I mean, I do appreciate the style and the power and the top spins of both the women's and men's games these days, but I do like the variety in Youngsik's style and defenders and blockers and Matthias Falk's style, which we'll see later on, and Xu Xin's very different too, which is electric at times. You know, I do like the different techniques.
5-all.
Xu, who we had here defending in the women's event.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of different styles, and that's what makes the game interesting. What a forehand that was from Ma Long, pivoting around the backhand side. Just looking at the head-to-head here, I know that Ma Long has won 9 times out of both these two players' appearances playing against each other, but they have had some close battles. Japan Open, Ma Long won 4-3, so Youngsik can take Ma Long close. Nice shot.
5-6.
And in this environment, best of 5. If we can get a game decider in this game here, it can go close. John gets a sit on the score sheet. It can all start changing. Let's see here. Ma Long, though, looks focused. He doesn't like giving up any points.
7-5.
Youngsik screaming. Big Cho. 7-5. Tao down. Looking promising, Johnny. He's got that advantage in the upper end of the game. And that's important. Needs it.
Totally. Again, coach's advice. Ma Long just going for the towel and standing at the towel.
Very focused, isn't he? He's very calm and collected. You know, he's thinking. He thinks a lot for himself. Youngsik, on the other hand, is getting a lot of feedback from Oh Sang-yoon.
Ma Long, another great ambassador for table tennis. Family man now, of course. Oh, look how he stepped in again. We're seeing it, Dan. The backhand prior to the forehand power shot at the end that forced the error. The backhand, he's actually stepping through the ball. He's really going for the power, but he does it in a way that he can recover really quickly. So he's not doing it in a reckless way where then his body's going so far forward that he can't then recover back for the next shot. He's almost punched through the backhand, and then straight away he's there for the forehand to play the winner, or the shot that forced the point win.
Yeah, here, absolutely. We've got a timeout here called by the Youngsik camp. Couldn't agree more though, Johnny. In that situation, it always looks like Ma Long is in control. Even though Jung's whipping the ball, Ma Long is always thinking ahead. How can I get out of this sequence?
Just watching the body language of Oh Sang-yoon there, coaching Youngsik. I'm going to take a guess that he said, keep that intensity, you know, keep on it, stay with it. You've got him under pressure now. Ma Long, I think he's keen to close this one off. 3-0 would take him through to Super Saturday.
Yeah, if you know, Youngsik has played Ma Long 9 times, lost all 9 times. If Youngsik is to beat Ma Long, it's in this environment.
That's a good point. It's best of 5, it's close. It's intense. Maybe there's expectation on the likes of a Ma Long. WTT Macau, first ever WTT event. I mean, he's had the history books and everything else. Why wouldn't he want to be the first ever WTT event winner?
Makes sense, wouldn't it?
Add it to the list. You might have to turn the page to put it on the list. It's getting so big, but what an addition to the achievements. WTT, first event. That picture with the trophies that are courtside.
Yeah, very strong. Check this out. Yeah, Ma Long there went for a backhand flick, but then at the last minute changed to a backhand push down the line. So subtle, but John come out on top. Didn't get fooled by that deception from Ma Long. Very subtle changes that's taking place. Ma Long there clawed the forehand in. In these backhand exchanges, Ma Long is definitely the player who's able to then try and get the forehand in, take initiative. Jung's just standing there and holding the ball. Maybe he needs to try and get that forehand in sometimes, but he's 8-7 up, Jung. Okay, there's the forehand.
What a ball that is.
That all came from that excellent fine touch, dead over the net. Forced Ma Long the long ball, and Jung pounced on it. Again, another fantastic touch. Come around the side of the ball.
Game point, Youngsik.
Now it's getting very interesting, Johnny.
This might just ask a few questions of Captain Ma Long, the Dragon. Oh, such a lovely flick into the middle of Youngsik. Again, one for us all to take note. Doesn't have to be the power. You don't have to have in your head that you have to flick it through your opponent into the barriers, or in this case into the LED screens. It's about the placement.
Continue play.
10-8, every 6 points, towel break, and as we've seen in WTT, coach is able to impart information. I don't think Ma Long went back then, did he?
You know what? I couldn't tell. I couldn't the camera, but yeah. Here we go.
Oh my goodness. You
Effortless.
dare go to gain point against me? I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna rock it.
Yeah, that's what he's about. You know, even if it goes 10-all though, it's game decider, 1 point wins it. So Jung is still got a good shot here, even though Ma Long is so determined to win this. Chop block.
Chop block, Dan. He heard you. He must have heard you 3 or 4 few points ago.
I love it. I love that he's pulling this off now. He's got such a creative. Look at this. Come around. Look at that's fantastic. And then he backhand counters off it. The combo.
I mean, Youngsik, you imagine the decision making, the speed in your brain. I mean, Youngsik's done really well to topspin the chop block, but then Ma Long comes at you with a topspin. So Youngsik had to lift the chop block slightly in terms of technique, and then Ma Long comes at topspin. So Youngsik has to. Oh man, it's fast and furious. I'm even talking too fast.
It's insane. There we go. Youngsik takes it.
Game decider, Youngsik.
Considered the best female of all time, was 2-0 up. Lost it to Chen Xingtong. She came back. Can Youngsik repeat?
I mean, this is world table tennis, so this is the inventive approach. This is invention. This is creating something new, right? So all of a sudden, because of the format, we're seeing arguably the best player of all time, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, losing the third game on a game decider, and we're asking, could this be an upset? Because actually, it could.
100%.
Because the format, the setup, the tension, the intensity, it actually creates that. To use your term, Dan, I'm buzzing.
Always buzzing, especially when these two are on the table.
And again, the dynamic of this setup now, the situation is, how is Ma Long going to react?
Yeah, especially with Youngsik right now, he's roaring, he's fist pumping, he's going at Ma Long, he believes, and that's key. You've got to believe. He doesn't care that he's won the Rio Olympic Games. He's out there, he's playing one ball at a time. Play the ball, not the name.
Play the ball, not the name, absolutely. I mean, Oh San-eun, what a legend player. Youngsik's getting around the court now and playing balls like all other legendary Korea Republic players. Yoonam Kyu, first Olympic champion in table tennis, as table tennis joined the Olympic movement in 1988 in Seoul. Maybe I'm one of a few who can think back that far, Dan, but also Kim Taek-soo, those guys, the footwork, the power around the table, the reactions. Oh, the backhand! Oh, unfortunately, spoiled a little bit by the net. Ma Long relieved, but Youngsik was bringing out some play there.
Backhand from the forehand corner.
Oh, look how far out Youngsik is actually out of view now. He's come. Oh, my goodness.
I give Ma Long a bit of confidence there, winning a big point. Not like he needs the confidence.
Oh, that was the right thing to do. Youngsik is going round on the backhand side. He's trying to impose, isn't he, Dan? He's trying to take it to Ma Long here. Not content just to stay, as you said earlier, passive. Look, watch how he's going round.
Yep.
The right thing to do.
If they pull off, it's 2-2 rather than 3-1 down. He's got to take these risks. Otherwise, Ma Long will just eat you away. Oh! Youngsik coming out top that time. Switched it down the line at the right moment of the rally. How Ma Long read this forehand fade right there. And then went down the line. Class. Youngsik's raising his game.
Oof. Doesn't seem totally content with that, Ma Long. Maybe did he feel he given Youngsik the chance to attack and he was slightly lucky on that one?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Really, Youngsik was an unforced error there. He should have got that one in. It was almost too easy for Jung. He got a bit confused with it. It should have just gone on the table. And Ma Long was like, too loose for me there. I'm better than that. That's how good Ma Long is. He's won the point, and he's not happy with himself.
I mean, we are talking fine margins here, Dan, right? But one of the things that's in my mind is Youngsik is now right in the middle of this. He was 2-0 down. He's coming back in. He's playing great stuff. You got to stay focused on the job, on the task. Found myself in situations, clearly not at this level, but where you get excited about the fact that you've got back into a match and you're playing well, and you start to enjoy it. And there's enjoyment, but there's actually also being clinical. So he's got to have the belief that you keep talking about, that he's playing well and he can do it, and he's in this now, but he's got to get the job done.
100%. Very tricky play there. Okay, Youngsik missed the backhand open up, but surprising the amount of deception on that push there. Youngsik with the side spin touch. These players now, these pros, they don't only just touch the ball, they touch sometimes with side spin, so then the receive pushes up high. And that's something to look into if you're trying to work on your short game. Sometimes touch with come around the side of the ball. Ma Long to serve. And that's where Ma Long is just unstoppable. When he's got that forehand in, you just know he's not going to make a mistake. First ball straight to JEOUNG's body, crossover, and then out wide. Textbook, perfect. Yeah, spot on there from Youngsik. Pressuring, gotta be strong in this short game. Put Ma Long under pressure. Okay, that time Youngsik got the forehand in play. Took his time a bit more, spun it deep. Heavy spin and a massive raw celebration. Letting Ma Long know I'm still in this. And that has forced Ma Long to take the time out. Just try and slow Youngsik down.
Ma Long doesn't look completely comfortable. I mean, that discomfort is probably from the fact that he's being super tested now. 2-0 up, you know, game decider. He could already be in the stretch, getting his post-match massage, his debrief. Instead, he finds himself right in the thick of the action and in a real WTT battle.
That's it, John. If Ma Long right now was playing in a traditional table tennis event best of 7 without the game deciders and all this showbiz, Ma Long would probably be more comfortable. You know, he's up, he's 2-1 up, but in this, he knows if Youngsik wins this set, wins this game, sorry, they're going to be in the 5th, there's game deciders, who knows what's going to happen. Ma Long will really want to close out the game now. And that's why he's called a timeout, slow things down, recollect his thoughts, make sure he's not rushing the point. When you get annoyed, when you get a bit frustrated, it tends to make the body rush. And table tennis, we all know if you rush in table tennis, it goes to pot. So here we go then.
5, 6.
Oh, the touch from Ma Long.
7, 5.
But that's also the impressive element that there are many. But another one at the highest level is, even with the intensity, the ability to touch and be soft. You know, because your body, your adrenaline is pumping, the energy is pumping, the arena is pumping, the fans are pumping. Yet, you can be soft, you can have feeling, as well as hit the ball with power.
100%, yeah. This short game, the Chinese are notorious for, they're the best in the world in this area. Keeping the ball tight around the net with loads of backspin. So difficult. Ma Long now leading 7-5. JEOUNG scoop the forehand in. That's what he needs to be doing. Solid play. Either of these players, when they get their forehand in after this backhand exchange, they tend to win the point. It's just about trying to get it in, which is so difficult.
Net. 7, 6.
Whoa!
7, 0.
Very clever receive there from Youngsik. Hacked it long.
Really good.
Ma Long was probably expecting a short touch. It caught him off guard.
You don't often see Ma Long out of position, Dan, and actually, as we've said before, the few fans that can come in here just due to the situation, you can hear them now getting behind Ma Long, so maybe they sense that he needs that extra help here.
And unfortunate, a bit of luck there on the net. Maybe that's what it takes to take out the GOAT.
But what I like there in that one, Dan was Youngsik played a soft topspin. Watch this, a spinny one first. That was brilliant. I mean, that's very clever. That's a change of pace.
Absolutely, and then he followed up that next shot straight into the body.
Okay, hit the net as you said, but still thinking through the different tactics and the different speed and spins that you can play.
There's a good half-long pick up there from Ma Long. You could hear the sound, it was difficult. Just came half-long, and he managed to get the rubber onto the ball, grip it, spin it in. It's 8-all. Oh, we're going to see another game decider. Wow.
Could be. Oh, wow, he's taken him on backhand to backhand and come out on top.
And Ma Long went for the sneaky long fast serve. Jeoung read it. He's competing with him backhand to backhand now. In the first game, he was struggling.
And he's mixing it as well because he's gone round on the backhand side a couple of times with the forehand, but he didn't in that case. He has in that one.
Lucky that he got his finding first, but Ma Long was so strong in that backhand department.
So these are the moments I feel you really define the greatest. You know, the greatest athletes, players, teams. In these moments, they are great in the decision-making process. They play the high percentage shot, but they play it with something in it.
With quality, with
quality, with purchase. They have something in it, but it's a good percentage shot. You might find the underdog goes for the big risk, or the underdog has some fear and plays too passive. But the great, great, great athletes, players, teams, they do it, but with a sense of control.
They find that range. Here we go.
He's not going with the backhand serve at the end of the last one, the game decider. Youngsik sticking with the forehand.
That's so clever! Forehand flick down the line, fade. So positive, that was a bit risky. Ma Long touched it well, it popped up a bit.
That was a great flick. A great flick.
The passion that Youngsik is showing right now. This is what it's all about.
Are we about to go to 2-2? Game point. Youngsik.
Wow!
Ma Long's tempted him to... Can you do it again?
And look at Jeoung, he's jumping up and down, he's buzzing. This could be a big career moment for Youngsik.
Well, it could because, you know, ranked at world number 14 in the world. Could this be the catapult moment that takes him into the top 10, takes him up to the top 5?
And give him that belief now when he plays anyone, you know. Taking out Ma Long, you've got that belief. Here we go, Lovell.
Well, how many people can say they've beaten Ma Long? Non-Chinese players, how many can say they've beaten Ma Long?
Not many. Can only think of Liam Pitchford, pulled it off. It's possible, it's possible. Timo's done it, Samsonov, but not many.
The touch. Look at Ma Long, he's going into that. He's not just content to get it back. He's going in and he's putting some of that bite on the ball and also keeping it low over the net. And knowing that Youngsik in the last game concluded it with 2 amazing forehand flicks. Yet Ma Long still has confidence in his technique and his approach. Fantastic. Oh! You want to challenge me, Youngsik? You think you can take me?
Yeah, this is it. This is why, you know, you can never write Ma Long off. We got excited when Youngsik got to the 5th, but Ma Long is thinking, right, okay, time to raise the game. This is what I'm all about. This is what I live for. And here he is, 3-0 up.
Is it ironic that we can see the trophies just above Ma Long's head there, just outside courtside there? Is that a sign? 4-0. Is that the response of the current Olympic, current world? champion and current finals, and making his mark now in WTT.
Ma Long as well, he just took a risk there as well. He's probably thought, you know what, I'm going to go for this a bit more. He's using his forehand a bit more on that backhand pivot.
He is, he's got the forehand in a lot more, Dan.
And look at this now, he's stormed into a 5-point advantage. And that, you were talking about earlier, you know, when you're taking on a great, you know, you were saying about the range, you know, that level of play. And look at Ma Long now, he's now 5-0 up.
So it's halfway through the deciding game. Traditionally, players would have just simply changed ends, but another extra dynamic in the WTT structure and format. Players can go back, they take the towel, a little bit of advice from the coaches. Again, just adds to the flavour of this meal that we're concocting. All the ingredients, creating the tension, creating the drama. But could have been closer here. Ma Long's trying to take away the drama. He doesn't want it to be too close. He's saying, I'm off here, man. I'm 6-0. I got to get to 11. I got to get out of here. Prepare for semi-final Saturday.
Absolutely, and just clip the net there. 6-0 Ma Long. I mean, Ma Long's that good, he could probably win the next 20 points. Youngsik is going to have to really find something.
I mean, he hasn't done anything terribly wrong, Youngsik. You know, he's done nothing. Ma Long's just come out with the grit, determination. He's spun on the backhand side for the forehand. He's been aggressive. He's not made any unforced errors. So again, we were talking earlier about the great players in anything. They can do it with control, but with something in it. You know, Ma Long's not made any mistakes, and he's played with real intent.
6-1.
Completely clipped the net there. Youngsik's got a point on the score sheet in this final deciding game. Can he make a comeback? I'll do anything to see this to go to juice. It's a big ask. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, it's just
1-7.
tremendous.
It's a good serve. You know, Youngsik now has been a bit more cautious. Didn't read the float. Popped up, and Ma Long takes it early, moves in. Here we go. See, this is what I said, you know, the cautiousness, you get rushed when you're panicky, and
he just needs to reset Youngsik now, right? He needs to think, okay, get the feeling back from winning one of those 2 games, get the positivity, relax, enjoy, but be on it, believe.
There's a good change up there. Youngsik went for the long, fast serve, thought, you know, I'm just going to get around now, play a big forehand. He's got to mix it up. The short game has absolutely killed him in this final game here. Ma Long has just been so tight, and obviously following up with the big shots.
It's just so solid. But anything can happen, you know. What happens if Ma Long then takes the choice of, oh man, I should have done this in the third. It should have been, you know, I wish I'd have done this earlier and been done and dusted. Of course, again, the great players never get distracted, or very rarely.
There's that chop block from Ma Long.
Oh.
Hacked. Feeling, touching the ball. Gives him a match point. Ma Long, considered the greatest player of all time, and that's what he's all about. Maybe Youngsik got him a bit angry and was like, okay, I'll show you how it's done. Right here.
Oh, Youngsik's going exhibition.
I don't blame him.
Here we go. Great stuff for WTT Macau. Oh, man.
We've got a donkey of the day. That was such a high lob. Zhang's loving it. There's Zhang Wujin.
Oh man, I've never seen 2 softer points, one against Ma Long. Youngsik saying, why was I trying to play big forehands and backhands all this time? I should have just been...
This is fantastic, Johnny.
This is great for everybody, huh? Ma Long now switching roles. He's the one that's lobbing.
We're going around the table.
Oh, don't get injured over there, man. Youngsik saying, sorry, mate. It's great to see, even in intense battles, two players enjoying themselves. Gotta get serious again though, right? 10-5, 10-2.
It goes to 10-8. Yeah,
There it
fair
goes.
play. Great game.
Tremendous. Well done. Excellent end. Sigh of relief perhaps, a little bit of exhibition as well in there, Dan, but what a performance in that last deciding fifth game from Ma Long.
And that is why he's considered the greatest of all time. Can switch it on just like that and find his absolute A game. Fair play to Youngsik. Put on a massive show for the world of table tennis.
I think he's played a very strong card there to say, you know, I know I'm 14 in the world, but I think I can go higher, I believe.